Hey, this is Bert Brocker, head coach of Texan Buick and GMC, and I'm proud to bring you the Tailgate from Texan Plaza. That's right, at the all-new Turner Stadium. And this year, it's going to be hosted by the one and only from 610 Sports Radio, Mr. John Lopez.
Yes, sir. Another week at the Tailgate at Texan Plaza. We are back, just like every week, right here on Ion at the Tailgate at Texan Plaza, brought to you every week by Texan Buick GMC. Let me go through the guests. We have a great show just like every week right here. We're going to have NFL great and Aggie Glen. He'll be joining us here pretty soon. How about a Texas Ranger, former Texas Ranger David Clyde? They're in the World Series. I'm sure he'll have something to say about that. David Clyde, also the youngest pitcher in history to play Major League Baseball. We'll have a couple of talks with him about that. Denny Schwartz, Fellowship of Christian Athletes area director, is going to be here. How about a college basketball referee? We can all boo him at one time. Rich Almstead will be here. And the team of the week, I believe, is here. Kingwood Park Cross Country, I believe, is here. And then, of course, the talk of the tailgate, I'm not sure if they're here or not. Kingwood Park Cheer is here as well. I guess they're not here. I don't know. I don't hear anything. But we'll start right here. We'll start right here with Jess Fields. A lot of people know him in the Humble community for a lot of things you're doing. But Jess, let me start first of all. I know you're with the Harris County Sports Authority. You do a lot of things with the stadiums. But let's talk about this game tonight. It's Kingwood Park against Humble. You played at Humble High School. You went to Humble High School. Your kid is the quarterback at Kingwood Park High School. What is that about?
Well, I tell you, I'm very unbiased. I went to graduated from Humble, but my son Jay Fields plays for Kingwood Park. Go Kingwood Park! Yeah!
And Bert, I know you got some questions for him as well.
Well, exactly. You know, as we talk every week, we had an opportunity last year to come out here and partner up in this community. And I've lived here in Kingwood. My kids graduated from Kingwood. And had an opportunity to meet Jess and his family last year. And, you know, before the show started, it's really a nice feeling. We have a business here locally here at 59 and Will Clayton, Texan Buick GMC, and we do give back to the community. And here's how we give it. We're involved with the rodeo. We're involved with the foundations. And, you know, it's a really neat deal, and I really appreciate coming from you, somebody that's been here a lot of years, you know, your support on that. And good luck tonight.
Well, thank you, Bert. I tell you, I'm really proud of you guys. You've come into our community, you've given back, and I'm really proud of what y'all have done. And this is one way that you give back to our community. You support our local sports and our youth of this community, and thank you very much.
All right, now let's get to a couple of things here with you, Harris County sports-wise. You know a thing about good stadiums. We got a great one right here. You can see the Texan Plaza sign up there. Let's talk about the Dynamo Stadium, Houston Dynamo Stadium. I drive by that every day. It's going to be a gorgeous facility. What went into it? How far along is it? What can fans expect?
Well, I tell you, that is an exciting stadium, John. It's going to be, it's about 50% complete at this moment. It's going to be exciting. Took a tour of it last week. The fans will almost be able to touch the players. It's just going to be amazing, going to be a great asset for Houston sports.
And, of course, a stadium like that is going to be multifaceted, multi-use, some of the other things that might be going on there.
I tell you, one of the great things, that's going to be the home of the TSU Tigers football team, and also there's going to be a lot of concerts. It's going to be wonderful. It's just going to be wonderful for Harris County and Houston.
I didn't bring my can of worms, but I'm going to go ahead and open it anyway, because one of the hottest discussions here is on the Houston Astrodome. And year in, year out, people say why it's becoming just an eyesore. Look, I'm not putting it on you, but just give us an update. From what perspective is everybody coming and in terms of handling the Astrodome, whatever they end up doing with it?
Well, that's you
didn't expect that one, I guess.
No,
huh?
I did not. That's a bag of worms. Great facility, eighth wonder of the world. The Harris County Sports Authority does not have sanction over that stadium.
Several different organizations, right?
It is,
and that's part of the
Harris County, the Sports Corp, and eventually the county commissioners will decide what happens to the Astrodome.
All right, let's talk about your son and the Kingwood Park football. It's been a fantastic year for them, for such a young school. What is it like when there is no, and I'm going to ask these girls behind me and the fella in the back about this when it comes to cheering and running, but a football program is a lot of times the identity. When there's not a real history there, what's it been like for your boy?
Well, it's been amazing. I tell you that the cheerleaders, all of our teams, are so supportive. We've got great coaching staff, and as most of you know, Coach Holly has been through a very difficult time this year with his son Christian, and everybody has rallied around this team and his family, and it's just an amazing feeling to be a part of this.
Well, congratulations on everything you've been a part of, and of course your son being the quarterback. We are at the Tailgate at Texan Plaza. Let me go see what's happening out here at the Plaza. And Bert, I know you're going to be going to sell some cars. I saw a family looking at one right now a second ago. Let's go out here real quick, see what's at the Plaza here at Texan Buick GMC Plaza. Look what I found right here. I'm going to start with Rich. Rich, how are you today?
Good.
Rich Almstead is a basketball referee, Division I, and that's, well, how can you put it in words, the skin you have to have when you're a Division I referee?
Well, you better be pretty thick. I mean, you just can't have rabbit ears, and you really you hear what you need to hear, and you ignore the rest of it pretty much. And you'll learn. It's a learning process for sure.
You know, I've coached for several years basketball. I love the game. Now that I'm not coaching so much, I've actually thought about maybe doing it on the community level. What about advice for people who love the game and have you know, they're not trying to be you. They're not trying to get Division I, but want to be a part of the game?
Well, if they want to become referees, they need to get a hold of either the Houston UIL chapter or the Houston TESO chapter and go through the training and, again, start out and have thick skin when they start out. But there's enough summer off-season basketball and enough youth basketball they can really get good experience doing that. And then if they like it, then we can get them going to camp and they can try to progress and get into college if they like to do that.
How does it work from a technical standpoint once you get to your level in terms of traveling? And give me some of the conferences that you've been to. How does that work?
Well, I'm no longer working D1 because of the traveling. With my job at the college, I finally had to give that up. Back when I was working, I could go fly out to Lubbock, get on a 10 o'clock flight coming home. They don't have that anymore. So now you got to be able to go on the road for a while. So traveling's pretty tough unless you've got you're working as an insurance agent or you're self-employed or something like. Most of the guys that are traveling and working D1 have got that flexibility.
What's the best game you ever covered?
The best game I probably ever had would be Texas and Baylor.
Let me go over here. I saw Denny Schwartz walking around. Denny Schwartz, is it area director, Fellowship of Christian Athletes?
That's correct, John.
All right, tell me about a couple of things you guys got going. I know it's well. Let me start here. Athletes in this district. It's something that my sons were all involved in. I'm sure a lot of kids. How is the FCA involved with football, basketball, all the sports out here?
Well, we're really excited. In Humboldt ISD, we have 4 out of the 5 high schools that have FCA huddles. Tascasita High School, Summer Creek, Kingwood High School, and Kingwood Park. We don't have one started at Humboldt High School right now, but we're working on that. Mm-hmm. The middle school level, we've got 3 going at Tascasita Middle School, Riverwood Middle School, and Creekwood Middle School. We've also got plans to get one started in the near future at Kingwood Middle School and Timberwood Middle School.
And what do these huddles entail?
The huddles are led usually by a coach, not always. Sometimes we have our teachers that step up and be our huddle sponsors, and they meet usually on a weekly basis and pray and do devotionals and just share about the Lord.
Well, thank you for being out here on the Plaza at Texan Buick GMC Plaza. Good luck and all. I know you got the Bush Banquet coming up. Yes. Real quick, 10 seconds. What is that?
The Bush Banquet is a major fundraising for Fellowship of Christian Athletes in the greater Houston area. It's November 9th at Houston Country Club, and this year we're honoring Drayton and Elizabeth McLean.
All righty, that's going to be big. Coming up on the Tailgate at Texan Plaza, Aaron Glen, you know him, NFL superstar, coming up right here at the Tailgate at Texan Plaza. Don't go anywhere.
Hey, Bert Brocker, your head coach of Texan Buick GMC. I'm with Mr. Stacy Williams, the president of the Humboldt Independent School District's Foundations Rodeo, and it's coming up in February, and I know that seems like it's a little ways away, but, you know, this is a huge deal. The school districts, and Stacy, why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Okay, this year at the cook-off, which is February 3rd and 4th, we're going to have live entertainment this year at the cook-off, which is something that we've not done in the past. And we've also going to have a hospitality tent that's going to be funded by our 3 major sponsors, Insperity, Texan GMC, as well as Waste Management. That means when you purchase your ticket to get into the cook-off, you'll be given a ticket to get into a tent and be given a meal. They're going to serve food on Friday night, and then also 2 times on Saturday, once in the afternoon and once in the evening. So with your $5 weekend wristband, You're going to get not only free entertainment, but also a meal.
Can you tell them the website that they can already go to start looking at everything?
Yes, the website is humblerodeo.com. You can find out all the information you need on all of our events. We have a pageant that'll be a couple of weeks preceding the cook-off. We'll have the barbecue cook-off, then we'll have the rodeo, which is a 2-night event. It's going to be February 10th and 11th, the week following the cook-off. We're putting together, hopefully, an unbelievable lineup of entertainment. We've got one artist confirmed, which is Kevin Fowler. This will be his 4th straight year, and he sells out every year. And we're trying to sign a contract with another one. Hopefully, we will have our biggest entertainment lineup ever.
That sounds great. Anyway, as I said, this is Bert Brocker, head coach at Texan Buick GMC. We're located 2 miles up. We, couple years ago, got an opportunity to purchase the Plaza here. And anyway, thanks everybody in the local community. And if you're looking for a new or pre-owned vehicle, go to TexanGM.com.
Now we're talking. We are back. This is the tailgate. What she said. This is the tailgate at Texan Plaza, brought to you every week by Texan Buick GMC. And there's Bert Brocker right there.
Absolutely. We got our one and only Mr. Aaron Glen. As everybody knows, he played in the NFL for 15 years, graduated here from Humble, then went on to A&M to have a great career there. And I've become friends with Aaron about, 11 years ago now. Wow. And, moving on to football, the Texans have absolutely got beat to death the last 2 weeks. And you were on that you were on that team when they were expected to do a lot more than what they did. And I guess my question is, Aaron, is how do you stay focused? Because I know in the business I run, it doesn't matter what you did last month. It really doesn't matter what you did last week. The only thing you can do something about is today. How do you stay focused when everything you're hearing is how you're not clicking, how you're not playing as a team? I mean, how does a coach get that together in your perspective?
Well, I think the one thing that I hate to say this, but this is the week where it's a must-win game. And you don't want to say it this early in the season, but this is a statement game between both teams, actually. Number one, the Texans are playing for their coach. And Tennessee is just they're trying to make a name for themselves in this division this year. So as far as staying focused, I mean, the thing is, it's week by week. Every game is different. And I like what they were saying earlier in the year by saying we're 1-0 each week. I like
that too.
And, it's good for that team. And what they did, they put together a deal to where the only thing they're thinking about is being 1-0 every week. And that helps the team. But this week, it's a must-win game. I got to say it. A lot of people don't want to say it, but I got to say it. It's a must-win game.
Let's talk about the quarterback now. Matt Schaub has been banged up.
Yeah.
What does that do to the mindset of a defensive back?
Well, it's the same thing. I mean, you can play a little bit more aggressive.
Yeah.
And the one thing that he won't be able to do quite as well is throw the deep ball. So you can start anticipating those curl routes, those curl routes, those quick routes.
Jumping them.
And you start jumping those routes and start making plays.
Right. All right, let's talk about some of the Texans here. Jonathan Joseph, we're more than a quarter of the way into the season, a third of the way into the season. I was talking about it on the radio show at Sports Radio 610 this week. He's a shutdown corner. I mean, there's no other way to call it.
You know what? More than that, he's a playmaker.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing that you want to have in your secondary as a corner, is a playmaker. What, he has 3 or 4 interceptions this year.
Well, he's breaking stuff up.
But he had one call back.
Yeah.
For a touchdown. So he's not just covering guys; he's making plays.
Right.
That's what you want to see.
That has to help the rest of the secondary. But what are you seeing? Particularly Kareem Jackson, and Jason Allen. They keep flip-flopping. They got to make a decision.
We got to stop that.
We got to make a decision.
Somebody has to be the guy. Either one of those guys has to step up and say, "This is my position."
Yeah.
Or either the coach has got to say, "Listen, I'm going to be confident in you. I'm going to let you play." Because when you do guys like that, I mean, they never get a rhythm.